It's been over 40 years since the first Chinooks entered service with the RAF, and these aircraft have built an incredible reputation as the backbone of heavy lift helicopter operations. From the freezing South Atlantic during the Falklands War to the blistering heat of the Gulf, the Chinook has been there, dependable, versatile and often legendary. The heroic story of Bravo November during the Falklands set the standard for Chinook operations, and just a few years later these aircraft have once again been called into action, this time over the deserts of the Middle East. In this video we'll take a closer look at the two striking schemes featured in the Chinook kit. Scheme A is a Chinook HC.1 late ZA713 from RAF No. 7 Squadron, Operation Granby, Desert Storm, Gulf Region, May 1991. When Iraqi forces invaded Kuwait in 1990, the world quickly united in condemnation. A vast coalition force began to assemble in Saudi Arabia, one of the largest military build-ups since the end of the Second World War. As fast jets secured the skies and struck enemy targets, RAF Chinooks began their own operations. They might not have been as glamorous as the airstrikes, but they were absolutely vital. No. 7 Squadron deployed 3 Special Forces Flight Chinooks to Al Juf in Saudi Arabia, supporting some of the most dangerous missions of the entire conflict. These included inserting, supplying and extracting SAS and SBS teams behind enemy lines. The operations ranged from delivering SAS troops into western Iraq and resupplying desert columns, to inserting SBS sabotage units near Baghdad, with orders to cut communication cables and disrupt Iraqi missile control. Special Forces Chinooks also played a major role in the dramatic retaking of the British Embassy in Kuwait, where SAS and SBS troops fast roped down from hovering helicopters into the embassy compound. It's also believed these aircraft were involved in the now infamous Bravo 20 mission, inserting an SAS patrol deep into enemy territory to monitor Scud missile movements. To prepare for these covert operations, the Chinooks received a distinctive camouflage treatment. The standard green and grey colours were overpainted in desert pink, while the black undersides were left untouched. The upper surfaces were then hand-brushed with short, irregular black lines applied completely at random to break up the outline. No two aircraft look the same. This hand-applied finish gives modellers plenty of freedom to get creative. None of these aircraft are identical, and photographs from the Gulf and from the aircraft's return to the UK show no two variations were identical. This particular aircraft represented here, Chinook ZA713, is one of the most photographed examples. When the fighting ended, Chinooks like ZA713 continued working tirelessly, transporting prisoners of war, delivering aid and supporting the thousands of refugees displaced by the conflict. Built by Boeing Vertol in 1981 and originally registered as N37048, ZA713 joined the RAF as a Chinook HC.1 later that same year. Over a long career she was upgraded multiple times to HC.2 in 1994, HC.4 nearly 2 decades later, and finally to HC.6A standard by 2019. After an incredible 40 years of service, she was withdrawn from use of Fleetlands in 2024, a testament to the Chinook's enduring value and reliability. The second scheme, Scheme B, shows a Boeing Chinook HC.1 late ZD980BJ from RAF No. 18 Squadron. Since the end of the Second World War, RAF squadrons have proudly celebrated their history through striking anniversary aircraft. These specially painted machines often feature bold colours and intricate designs inspired by the squadron's badge and heritage, a visual tribute to generations of aircrew. For artists and painters within the squadrons, these anniversaries are an opportunity to create something truly special. And when your canvas is the mighty Chinook helicopter, there's plenty of room for creativity. No. 18 Squadron RAF, formed at RAF Nordholt in 1915, boasts a rich and distinguished history. By the end of the First World War, it claimed over 200 enemy aircraft destroyed. During the Second World War, the squadron famously mounted the mission to drop a replacement artificial leg for legendary ace Douglas Bader after his capture in 1941. As a helicopter unit, No. 18 Squadron is perhaps best remembered for its role in the Falklands War, providing the RAF's only surviving Chinook, ZA718 Bravo November, after the loss of the Atlantic conveyor to Argentine Exocet missiles. To commemorate its 75th anniversary in 1990, ZD980 was repainted in a spectacular red and black scheme dominated by the unit's emblem, the Pegasus rampant. The artwork also referenced aircraft types previously operated by the squadrons, including the Hawker Hart and the English Electric Canberra, symbolising the unit's long evolution from biplanes to jet bombers and finally to heavy lift helicopters. The Pegasus rampant design dates back to the squadron's earliest days, representing its close coordination with cavalry units during the First World War, combining the mobility of ground troops with the striking power of aircraft. ZD980 proved surprisingly elusive to aviation photographers, with only a few official photos taken at its home base in Gütersloh, Germany. Built by Boeing Vertol in 1985 as CH-47 MA037, ZD980 began life as civilian registered N37082 before entering RAF service. Over her long career she served with No. 7 and 18 squadrons and No. 240 OCU, even wearing a white United Nations scheme while on peacekeeping duties. Like many of her sisters, she began as a HC.1, later upgraded with composite rotor blades, and subsequently to HC2, HC4, finally HC6A standards. By 2018, after 33 years in service, she was still flying strong. A remarkable record for such a hard-working aircraft. Today, the RAF continues to modernise its Chinook fleet. The total number of aircraft will reduce from 60 to 51, but this includes the addition of 14 extended-range Chinooks, designed primarily for Special Forces use. These new helicopters will offer nearly double the range of standard Chinooks, ensuring the RAF remains ready for any mission. So, two schemes, one celebrating bravery and endurance in the Gulf, the other commemorating heritage and pride. Both tell remarkable stories from the Chinook's rich history, but which one will you choose to build? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.